Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Murray and I'd like to welcome you all to the Gift of Giving. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, this program focuses on those who are working with non-profits, foundations and 501c3s here in the state of Nevada. These are the angels who are making a state a better and brighter place for everyone. Today's guests we'd like to welcome, we have Dawn Newberg and John Kirtley, representing the ALS Foundation. The ALS, that is Lou Gehrig's disease, for those of you who are unfamiliar with, and we'd like to welcome them.
Well,
welcome
thank you.
Dawn and John.
Thank you.
I think ALS is one of the least known conditions of all those that are out there. There just does not seem to be the publicity that there is for others. Would you like to give us a brief explanation of what ALS actually is?
Yes, I'd love to, and thank you first of all for having us. It's so nice to be able to talk about ALS and about what we do. ALS is a neuromuscular disease. It is not as common as Parkinson's. It's not as common as MS. It affects about 35,000 people in the United States at any given time. But the neuromuscular disease, there is no known cause. There is no known cure. It's one of those diseases that really is a mystery. And so unfortunately, it is fatal. And once you're diagnosed with the disease, the average life expectancy is 2 to 5 years. And I think with ALS, and Lou Gehrig did make it a name when he came forward with his ALS diagnosis. However, since he was diagnosed, there hasn't been any changes really. There is no medication out there that slows the progression. There isn't any medication that stops the disease. There's a lot of research going on, but it still is kind of an unknown. And what starts to happen with an individual, first of all, sometimes you might lose some of your strength in your hands, your legs. You might notice a little slurring in your speech or something like that. And the diagnosis takes quite a long time because it's basically a process of elimination. There's no one test for ALS. So you'll be tested maybe for Parkinson's, you'll maybe be tested for MS. They'll watch the progression of what's happening, and then last but not least, the doctor will diagnose you with ALS. And it doesn't take the same route with everyone that receives the diagnosis. Like I said, sometimes it happens in someone's hands. Sometimes someone's speech might be slurred. But once it does start happening, it is a continual loss of your muscle control.
Wow.
So you may lose your ability to possibly walk, talk, grab things, and eventually breathe. That's how this disease takes its course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned some of the symptoms about speech loss. Are there other symptoms that people could look out for or become aware of that?
Yeah, well,
might
just
help them
because
more?
it's so different than anyone else, sometimes even picking up a glass and dropping a glass often, or losing, hand strength, those are things that could be a sign of ALS. Maybe your foot drops a little bit, you don't have that strength. Because it is a neuromuscular disease, it is the loss of strength in your muscles. And so if you can imagine, that's how ALS attacks your body, but ALS doesn't attack your mind. So your mind remains intact the entire time your body is actually failing you. You can be a rocket scientist and have ALS and still have that ability to be a rocket scientist, but you can't, perform your duties as a rocket scientist because you're losing the ability of your body to be able to do the things you need your body to do. And I think if we asked any one of our patients, John's so brave to come here today and talk with us, but if we talk to any one of the patients that we provide services for, they might all have a different story about what prompted them to go to the doctor and say, hey, what's happening with me?
Right.
So it's really difficult. We currently have about 150 patients in our state that we provide services for. However, there's probably about 250 or 300 if you look at the instance of ALS within the general population that do live with ALS in our state. So yes, it is.
What made you actually get involved in this organization, Dawn?
I've been working in the nonprofit world in Nevada for over 20 years. And so my background is public health. And so when this position came available a couple years ago, I just felt that it was a really good move for me to be able to be part of a healthcare team with something that is kind of a mystery. I'm kind of I love research, and I like the thought of maybe even making a huge difference in this disease in our state and for the world. It's not just a disease that happens in the United States, it happens all over the world.
Yes, it sure does.
Yeah, so I was really excited to be able to be part of this organization. We're small but mighty. We're the only nonprofit in the state that is dedicated to ALS and their families and our patients.
How long has ALS actually been around here in Nevada?
Over 2 decades. We have been involved. Yes, our ALS of Nevada is what our name is, and so we've been around for over 20 years, and we've dedicated over $1 million to research for this disease. So we've been around a long time.
Oh, wow! And I understand you've got a clip that you want to show us about ALS Nevada. So let's have a look at that clip right now.
For over 2 decades, ALS of Nevada has served thousands of individuals that have been diagnosed with ALS.
We have contributed over $1 million towards ALS research in an effort to cure this deadly disease.
A world without ALS is our vision.
Supporting ALS locally is our mission. Our community is local.
Our staff is local.
Our board is local.
We embrace what Nevada has to offer by raising awareness through community programs, events, and fundraisers. And so, we understand the needs of those battling ALS in Nevada.
It's why people with ALS and their families trust us to be there from day one of their diagnosis.
We guide them through their questions and uncertainties and the new reality of life with ALS.
ALS of Nevada is your community.
Your family.
Your support.
We are friends.
Family.
People with ALS.
Caregivers.
Advocates.
Supporters. Ambassadors.
Healthcare teams.
Together, we will fight for a cure and help people with ALS live their lives to the fullest.
We are ALS of Nevada.
Wow, that's some clips you put together, very informational. So let's bring you in, John. So you were diagnosed in 2019, is that correct?
Yes, May of 19.
So you've already lived with it for 5 years, and you're still going strong. So congratulations on that achievement. That's no. How long have you been part of ALS?
ALS by going on 2 years now.
2 years. And how were you diagnosed?
Through my neurologist, because all my symptoms started in my left hand. I had weakness, and then I started losing all the muscle in my hand and my forearm. And then for the longest time, it was just on my left side. So it took them a while to diagnose me because it was just staying there. But then it finally jumped over to my right side, started affecting my voice, of course, my legs. So then they finally just diagnosed me with ALS. but I already knew I had it the whole time.
Oh,
anyway.
you already
Yeah.
knew? You
In my mind.
suspected it? In your
Quite a
Because I
few
knew
of
all
our,
my,
yeah, quite
I
a
knew all the symptoms I had.
yeah.
Yes.
They just wanted to rule everything out.
Yeah.
Quite a few of our patients do go online and start looking at different things, that they're seeing happening to them. Because as I said, it's a really difficult it's a difficult disease to diagnose, and so
Yes.
all of the neurologists and medical professionals want to rule out everything else first.
Because I had a lot of muscle twitching as well, which is one of the real telltale signs
Yes.
of this disease.
It's a good way.
Yeah.
And how has ALS, I know you help ALS a lot, how has ALS helped you?
Oh, they've been wonderful. I first got involved because one of the care managers, Susie, they have a luncheon once a month with other patients. So I finally showed up to one. So there's 4 or 5 of us that all have ALS. We're all in different stages, and we just get together and have a good time and talk about whatever things that are going on with what we're experiencing, different from everybody else. And that's become a trend ever since. And I love it. So then I reach out to, we can stay in contact with the patients through chat. Some can talk, some can't. Some can walk, some can't.
Boy.
Everybody's different.
Yes. Yeah, well, as you said, the diagnoses are different, the conditions are different,
Yeah.
so the reactions
There's
and
no two the
responses will
same.
be different. Yes. So they've helped you out through
Well, they're,
the monthly luncheons, getting to
There's,
meet
yeah.
with people of
they're,
similar
ve-
circumstances.
they're very helpful with adapted devices. I needed a shower chair, so they came through, gave me a shower chair. The microphone, which I don't have it on right now, but so it amplifies my voice.
Good.
And they're big on making memories. So they've done a lot for me as far as one of the things is one of my bucket list items was I'd never been on a helicopter. So I wanted to go on a helicopter. So last year for my birthday, they got me and my 2 boys a helicopter ride
Gosh.
down the strip at night.
Oh,
It was
how
awesome.
fantastic's that?
Yeah.
How nice is that? What
And
a
they-
wonderful gesture.
Yeah,
One of
and
the things on your bucket list.
and they just sent me to the Super Bowl, so I can't complain
We were
about
able
that.
to get him tickets to the Super Bowl, so he
Oh,
went to the
cool.
Super Bowl.
That's something.
He didn't
Yeah.
pick me as his +1.
Yeah.
No?
I had my boys coin flip.
Oh, I wondered how you were going to do that. Yeah.
Yes. So, well, that had to have
Another-
been an experience to get tickets to
they
the Super
become-
Bowl too.
They become family
Yes.
for sure.
Well, it
Yeah.
sounds like you give a lot back to the organisation too, because
I try.
I understand you're very involved in the Food is Art program.
Yeah, this was my first year with that. That was an amazing experience. I had no idea how big it was.
Now, what is
So-
the Food and Art program? Would you like to give us a little bit of information as to your
It was-
involvement in the Food is Art?
A big event, charity event where all these chefs from around the city, they come and set up booths and they prepare their favorite meals or appetizers, and just everybody goes around and just eat whatever you want.
Oh, I think I went to one of those. Is it held the end of May or somewhere around about there? Is it once a year event?
It's actually in the fall.
Fall.
It's in
In
the
the fall?
fall, and yeah,
Not
we
done
just
it.
call it the largest party with a cause.
Yeah.
We want
Yes.
to raise money for our organization.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good
And
for you.
it's got, we've got some great support.
And how many years have you been doing this?
I've only been to
One?
1 year.
And Food is Art has been around for 9 years.
9,
So
so-
this coming up fall will be our 9th Food is Art.
Okay. And you've also been very heavily involved in the wine walk. Sorry, not the wine walk, just the walk. You have a
yeah.
walk. Now, is that an annual event that you guys
Yeah.
participate in?
The last one was October.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
fundraiser for the
Yeah.
organisation.
John-
Very good turnout.
Yeah.
A lot of people showed up.
It seems like
support.
it. Yes, it seems like
John
it
has
from
a
the pics
huge
I saw.
team that he puts together.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate.
He has a lot of
very-
people surrounding him.
I have a very
Yes.
good support group.
Yes.
Thank God.
When we come back in the second section, we're going to talk about all the programs that you have, and the support groups is one of them, and we'll come back to you when it comes to the support groups, because I know you're very active in that. So hold those thoughts for a few seconds. We're just going to take a brief sponsorship break, and I'd like to announce Lucia Capital Group, Joshua Dowden. If you're a small business and you're looking to start a 401k for your employees, or even have your 401k reviewed, or looking for individual retirements, please stay tuned for this sponsorship message.
I started my career in financial services during the Great Recession, one of the worst markets we've ever been through. That challenging period was full of uncertainty, but every challenging period has its opportunities. Investing should never be like gambling. Your financial future is far more important. No one knows what the future holds, but here at Lucia Capital Group, our bucket strategy can help you prepare for whatever lies ahead. I'm Joshua Dowden. I've been working with clients for more than 16 years, and I can help you as well. My office is right here in the heart of Summerlin, just north of Charleston Boulevard. Don't let the stock market determine the quality of your retirement. Call me today for a free consultation at 702-508-6421. That's 702-508-6421.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us again, and I'd like to thank once again Dawn and John for joining us from the ALS Foundation. In this segment, we're going to talk about the many programs that ALS has for the people here in Nevada. So let's start. You have some on-staff care services. So what are the on-staff care services that you provide?
Well, I think our care service coordinators are amazing. They are the angels you talked about in the very beginning of your show. They are 100% 24/7 on call for all of our patients and families that have received an ALS diagnosis. And so the services they provide are they have answers if you have insurance questions. They have answers if you need a piece of equipment, they can find it. We've got a durable loan closet that they can say, yes, we have this, no, we don't. We can find it for you within the state. One thing I want you to, we're responsible for the entire state. So our care service coordinators not only work up in the Reno, Elko, Winnemucca area, as well as Las Vegas. So we have 2 care service coordinators, and they get in touch right away. Once someone's been diagnosed, they reach out immediately to the family, let them know we're here, let them know what we do, and then we kind of let the family decide whether or not it's time for them to reach back out to us, or or if they have another option and they wanted to maybe go somewhere else. But they are our pulse. They kind of keep everything moving. They make sure that we stick with our mission of having our families live their lives to the fullest, that they have the educational materials they need, that they have as much at their fingertips that they can, because there just are so many questions. And as we talked about earlier, everyone is on a different path on their journey. And so just having someone to be able to pick up the phone and call and talk to,
Sure.
that's what our care service coordinators do. They coordinate all of the things that we do within our organization.
Well, and they're the ones in the trenches too.
They really
and
are.
they give you the necessary feedback that you need
Yes.
to rectify things or correct courses. And support groups. You have some support groups. How many support groups do you have?
Well, so we have
Or how
3.
often?
We have 3 support. Well, we have after COVID, we had to have virtual support groups during COVID, and then after COVID, we started our in-person support groups again. So we do have, as John was talking about, our luncheon support groups. We have one down here. We have one in Reno. But then twice a month on Thursday evenings, we still have virtual support groups where we bring in maybe a physical therapist, a respiratory therapist. And actually people from all across the country do join those support groups as well. They're always educational. We always talk about things that might be happening, to our families and patients down along the road. Maybe a speech pathologist on board is talking about the latest maybe eye gaze systems or things. So we do have quite a few individuals that join those support groups, but our in-person support groups are monthly.
Yeah.
And they're the luncheon support groups that John was talking about.
Gotcha.
And
sorry.
if that's okay, then we also have support groups for families. We have contact with support groups for children of families that have ALS. So there's a lot of different contacts that we have and a lot of things that we provide to make life as easy as possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so other than the monthly luncheons, all the support groups, I'm assuming they're all online if you're having people from outside the state.
Yes, we do. Our virtual support groups in the evenings on Thursdays are online.
And how many people do you have from out of state that come and join your support groups?
It really depends
Online.
because I think people that have been diagnosed with ALS are constantly looking for answers. They're looking for possible, different alternative medicine. They're looking for anything that they can. So it depends, and if sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 4, but we open them to anyone that wants to be part of the educational piece of what we're doing.
Cool.
Yeah.
And now, do you attend these? Do you attend the online support groups as well, John?
No, but most.
You attend most of them?
Some things I already have a pretty good grasp on. But a lot of the online ones, like Tom was saying, the respiratory, that's what I'm going through right now, bad respiratory. So rather than trying to research myself or make phone calls or something, right there online with a respiratory therapist to explain everything to me.
Yeah.
And let me know what to look out for, what's normal, what's not. So it's very helpful.
Yeah, it sounds like those groups that it's a wealth of information that they're providing, and you get all these experts in it that.
Yeah, it is really helpful because, like I said, that people are looking for answers.
Yes.
And on top of that, when we talk about our in-person support groups, as John said, sometimes they just want to talk and, talk with each other about what they're doing every day. They don't want to talk about ALS. They don't want to talk about what's happening with it. But just getting together with other people that are in your same, we all know that support is extremely helpful.
Oh, sure.
For the emotional piece of what's happening.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
We work really hard.
Yeah.
Now, you also have a medical equipment program, so do you provide
Absolutely.
medical equipment to the
we have what's called a
individuals?
durable medical equipment closet. So we have power chairs in our closet. We have chairs that are kind of step-up chairs. We have walkers. We have ramps for your home, shower chairs. We have adaptive silverware, braces, neck braces, leg braces. So as you're on your journey with your ALS disease, we kind of see where you are. And sometimes if you apply for one through your insurance, it might take weeks for you to get approved and get it. So we're able to fill, or if at all, correct.
Yes.
And so we were able to fill that gap so that people aren't stuck in their homes. They can still walk their dogs in a small power chair, or they can still continue with their life activities. So again, it's just whoever needs what. We find that equipment through either a community partner or something that we may have in our closet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a valuable service in and of itself, providing that medical equipment, because as you said, insurance doesn't always cover it, and some of this equipment can be pretty expensive.
Exactly.
If you're not careful.
Yes.
And you're also providing all these nice gestures, like providing helicopter rides and things like that. Is that another one of your programs where you do these random acts of kindness kind of things?
We have we started a program. It's called the Perello Project, and actually it was started by one of our patients, and he was diagnosed when he was 28, and he actually is about 2 years into his journey. I think he just turned 30. Yeah. And what happened with him is he had tickets to a concert, and when he bought the tickets, by the time the concert actually came, he was not able to sit in regular seating. He needed ADA seating. So he called to have his ticket changed. They wouldn't let him exchange it, and it was going to cost more for him to buy more tickets to sit in ADA seating. So his brainchild was, we are going to do something about this. We are going to let people live their lives and be able to get them to shows. This is the entertainment capital of the world.
Yes, it is.
So he started our program called the Perello Project, which we have several community partners, MGM, T-Mobile, Allegiant Stadium, that we can call and say, hey, we have patients that want to go see Luke Bryant. We have patients that want, and so we utilize that ADA seating for our patients to be able to get out and do the things. Papillon Helicopters is our community partner that took John and his sons. So we've been reaching out to anyone and anyone, everyone that will partner with us.
But it's nice that you're getting all this partnership support from all these different places too. That, you know, sometimes corporations get a bad rap, but a lot of them are very giving if they're aware and made aware.
They really are. I think, you know, our community is extremely giving.
Yes.
We have so many great nonprofits, and our community is really giving.
I know, and yet we're known as Sin City.
Yeah.
Really.
Go figure.
Go
right?
figure. Yes. And you also you have a transportation system too, where you can help people get to and from places.
Yeah, not everyone is financially able to adapt their vehicle to provide a power chair to be able to go in and out. So we have a transportation program that was also started by one of our patients. He has since passed, unfortunately, but we provide medical and non-medical transportation. So if your family wants to go to Disneyland, or if your family needs to get to clinic, if you need to get to see your family doc, we'll provide transportation for any of those opportunities. And all of the things that we provide is no charge to our families. We don't charge our families for those services at all.
Wow, you cover a lot of ground. You really do. Stay with us. We're going to take another sponsorship break, and we'll be right back. And please stay tuned also for this next sponsorship message from the Firelight Barn. If you're looking for a great evening out somewhere, the Firelight Barn Dinner Theatre is certainly a wonderful, fun evening place to go. Listen to their message.
Country roads take me home to the place where I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Here comes a triple yodel.
Introducing Pacific Coast Capital, your partner in finance. We provide financing for your business. Speed, flexibility, and creativity are the foundation of our service. We'll help you navigate through change and opportunities. Our 90-plus years of experience ensures quick turnaround on loan decisions. Ride the wave to prosperity with us. Ready for new funding? Visit our website today at pacificcoastcap.com.
Welcome back, everyone, and I'd like to thank Pacific Coast Capital for sponsoring this program. And if you're looking for a business loan, they're certainly the place to reach out to. And I'd like to welcome back our guests today, Dawn Newberg and John Kirtley. Thank you for being with us and giving us some information on ALS. On looking at your website, I was just stunned to find out how many well-known people have got ALS. Roberta Flack, actor David Niven, U.S. Vice President Henry Wallace, U.S. Senator Jacob Javits, SpongeBob SquarePants creator and Sesame Street creator, sports player Steve Gleason, Tim Shaw, Hall of Fame pitcher Jim Catfish Hunter, and the most famous of all, Lou Gehrig, whose name is so associated with ALS. I was just staggered at the, as you said it, this hits anybody and everybody, doesn't it?
It does. There's
doesn't
no real
discriminate.
rhyme or reason. It does
No.
not discriminate.
No.
Male, female, doesn't discriminate at age. The other
Seem to be getting younger,
yes, it does. I think so too. They say that in
unfortunately.
2040 that the cases of ALS will have jumped over 70%. And I don't know if that's because they'll be able to maybe diagnose it quicker, or I don't know, but it's not going away.
And well, you answered my next question, which was, how serious an issue is it, and are the numbers getting worse or getting better? And apparently they're getting worse.
Yeah.
Is any headway being made with research? Do either of you know if any headway is being made with medical research?
They come out with different medications to try to slow the progress, but unfortunately, we really don't know if they work, because each disease progresses at different speeds. So it's really hard to tell.
Yes, it will be. Yes, because you both might start off with the same condition, but one progresses faster than the other.
Right,
So
and
how do
they
you
have
know?
several trials going on now. They do have trials that patients are able to, partake in. But there isn't anything that's definitive that is actually, they said that right now the most promising drug on the market extends life 90 days. And so that is where we are. They do have a lot of research going out for Parkinson's, MS. Hopefully maybe they'll be able to kind of overlap some of those neuromuscular diseases and find something for ALS, hopefully in John's lifetime and hopefully in a lot of people's lifetime that are suffering right now. You're talking about people that have ALS. There's actually, I saw right before the Super Bowl on Sunday, there was someone that's being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, football player that is on his last stages of ALS. He was a Chicago Bears player as well.
Oh my.
So I think it's getting a lot more recognition out there, but if you think of the numbers, 35,000 people in the United States right now currently are fighting ALS. That's not nearly the millions, I think, of people that are fighting cancer or something like that. So it does need the recognition that we're giving it today, and that we can continue to keep the word out there that there needs to be something done for this disease and the families that are battling it.
Well, yes, because it's, how many years ago was it that Lou Gehrig made that farewell speech where he said, I'm the luckiest man alive. I mean,
over 80 years.
And it doesn't sound like we're any closer to finding a cure for it. So, well, hopefully they are making strides with some of these new medications, and let's hope that something crops up. Now, is ALS, is it staffed by, do you have a paid staff, or is it manned solely by volunteers, or a mixture of both?
Yeah, so we have our staff is a paid staff. Our care service coordinators are both nurses, so they're paid staff. We have an event director, we have a donor relations manager, myself, and then we have another event assistant. So there's 6 of us on our staff. But what we do, for us to be funded, we rely on either state funding, grants, our event funding, generous donors out in our community corporations. We are 100% funded by donations. So our jobs are to go out and find donations, find people that are interested in helping our organization. So we are a paid staff, absolutely. We're all full-time, and like I said, currently we have 6 individuals. So, yeah.
Been their time. And do you have many volunteers?
Yeah, we utilize volunteers for all of our events. We have 3 walks a year. We have a walk in Elko, a Reno walk, and we have a Las Vegas walk. And then we have our Food is Art. And then we have several individuals that within our community, every year Manzu opens their doors and has a night where all proceeds go to our organization. We were just beneficiaries of a great donation from Monday's Dark. So we have Delta Airlines did a golf tournament for us, and proceeds went to us this last year. So we've got some great community partners, and we always utilize volunteers for all of our events. We're also always looking for interns through the universities that will come in and want to learn maybe nonprofit work. So I'm always looking for interns. So we do have 2 or 3 unpaid positions that we have available to volunteers or college students that are wanting to learn more about our organization and the nonprofit world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you are getting the word out, though, because you're having all these corporate organizations that are raising money for you or giving tickets to various events or helicopter rides, things like that. So it sounds like the word is spreading.
It is, and I think the thing that's interesting, and I don't know if you can speak to this, John, or you can, I'm sure, is the more people I talk to and the more people that our staff talks to, they say, oh, my uncle passed from ALS, or I have a friend whose husband currently has ALS. It's amazing to me how many people are...
Know somebody.
Yes. Do you find that as well?
Yes.
Yeah, that know someone and then, say to us, we didn't even know you existed. So that's our goal, is to really make sure everyone knows we exist. Yeah.
Social media helps.
Yes.
Yes, of course, yes. Well, it sounds like you're certainly getting the word out there, because just through your support groups and having those online support groups, you're reaching beyond our state's borders. You're reaching out and getting people from others. So
yes,
you are spreading the word not just here but outside as well.
And that's another big thing that we do. We get calls from people that are on their way, their bucket list. We talked about the bucket list. Their bucket list is come to Las Vegas. And so they've been diagnosed with ALS and they want to come to Las Vegas. So we, arrange a hospital bed in their hotel room. We'll arrange transportation from the airport to their hotel. We'll get show tickets for their family. And they might live in North Carolina or they might live in Texas. We don't care. But we want to continue to be able to provide these services to anyone that needs them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bless your hearts. You guys are doing amazing work out there, and you're just really caring about this community, the ALS community. And
I've never met a bunch of people that are so wonderful. People that have been diagnosed with ALS have the best attitudes. Their families are so amazing, and they inspire me every day.
Yes. Now, when you have the monthly luncheons, is that growing at all? You're getting more people that come? Do families come as well to those luncheons, or are they...
Everybody pretty much brings a caregiver with them.
Yes.
To help them out with eating or whatever. But it's usually 5 or 6 of it. We always try to get more to show up. But some people are hesitant until they get there.
Yes.
I was one of those people that was hesitant. So I went to my first one. Now I won't miss one.
Yeah, that's great. Yes.
It's a good event for us.
Yeah, that's great.
Maybe you can get the caregivers to talk to some of the other people with the ALS condition to encourage them to come to those monthly luncheons.
Absolutely, and it's not always easy. It takes, like this is early, it takes a lot to get out of the house.
Yeah.
It's not just like you and I being able to go. It's a process, And not every day you feel as well as the day before. So that's the other thing. You might have every good intention of coming to lunch, but it just doesn't work that day.
No.
So we're always open and always wanting more people to participate.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, if the people are out there that have that could use your services, whether they're in the state of Nevada or outside the state of Nevada, how can they reach out to you? Have a website and a phone number that you care to share with our viewers?
Absolutely. So our website is alsofnevada.org, and there are, there's lots and lots of things to kind of research on our website if you're interested in researching. Our office number is 702-790-1150. That's my direct number, so you can always call me. I can connect you with care services. I can connect you with anything that you might be wondering about. Our multidisciplinary clinics happen once a month, where we bring in our neurologists, our speech pathologists, occupational therapy, physical therapy. If you've been diagnosed, please reach out to us, and we can actually get you into our multidisciplinary clinics so that you can start understanding what to see down the road. And you participate in those, don't you?
Yeah, every 3 months.
Every 3 months. And so being able to have kind of like a one-stop shop, so you don't end up going to Henderson for something and Summerlin for something else. And so, everybody gets together in one spot, and we're able to kind of walk you through and see how you're doing along your journey.
Well, it sounds like you are a one-stop shop, because you've got all bases covered, so it seems to me anyway. So
if we don't, we try to cover them.
There you go.
We find a way to cover them, right?
Yeah. I'd like to thank you both so much for coming and being with us today and sharing your knowledge and experience on ALS and what you're doing to make the life and conditions better for individuals living with ALS. You've just been amazing guests, and please keep up the fantastic work.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so
you're
much.
very welcome. And I'd like to thank John Stiles, our show's producer and station owner, for allowing me to host this program. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Pacific Coast Capital, Firelight Barn, Dinner Theatre, and Lucia Capital Group, Joshua Dowden, and my business partner for 25 years, Ralph Champion. You'll hear his message right at the end of this program. And finally, thank you, the viewers, for tuning in and staying with us through this program. We hope you found it informative and enjoyable and learnt a lot. And if you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me, Stephen@thegiftofgiving.vegas. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you will join us next week, when we will be having an organization, Miracle League of Las Vegas, and they help mentally and physically disabled individuals or challenged individuals play baseball. So I hope you'll join us then. In the meantime, stay safe, be kind to one another, and have a fantastic week. See you next week. Bye for now.
Mr. R.J. Champion is proud to sponsor WWDB-TV's series, The Gift of Giving, and wishes the program much success. Congratulations and gratitude to the featured guests and the organizations they represent. Our community is well served by your tireless efforts to make Nevada a better state for all its residents.